Okay, guys, welcome to today's show. This is the billionaire. Uh, I call this is the land banking promo show. So it's a 4-day event. Today is day 2. And basically, what we're doing is to educate you about land banking and then give you an opportunity to be able to invest in land banking immediately and get a massive discount on top of that. So this is unique. This is amazing. I want to thank you all for coming. First of all, I'd like to know those of you who were around last time were here. So if you were with me yesterday, I was here yesterday. Okay, I just would like to know. Jamie, I'm not seeing the people, the viewers. I don't know why that is so. Whether you're giving me a link that doesn't have admin access or something. So I want to know those of you who were here who were here yesterday. It would be nice to know those of you who were here yesterday. So kindly confirm and let me know. How are you today? I hope you're good. Okay. King's Decor Event says he was with me yesterday. Okay. Who else was on the show yesterday? I'm not seeing anybody commenting for YouTube and Facebook. What's going on? Let me see whether we're live there on YouTube and Facebook, because when you're doing all this online stuff, you just have to be sure that everything is working. Assumption on a show like this is called the mother of frustration. And a lot of reasons why you see us say, comment, say something is so that we can know whether everything is going fine, whether everyone can hear us well. So those things are, are very key here. Okay. Okay. I have somebody from Sierra Leone. He says he learned something. Your name is Mustafa Fofana from Sierra Leone. Good to have you. Jeshuron A. Eon. So good afternoon. Jeshuron, where are you joining me from? I'd like to know you guys, your name and where you're joining me from. Mustafa is joining me from Sierra Leone. Thank you, Mustafa. Who else and what part of the world are you joining? I'd like to know where you guys are joining. Very, very important to know. Before I get into today's class, let me see. It says, wish that you extend your investment to Sierra Leone. Well, we intend to do that. Our goal is to be in different parts of the world. We hope to. Ashna Glam, where are you joining from on Instagram? So you're joining me, please tell me your name and the city you're joining me from. This will help me to be able to relate with you better. I have Jude from Cairo. How's Cairo today? I have Unduka from Ebonyi. Okay, Unduka, how are you today as well? So, from wherever you're joining us from, first of all, welcome and thank you for being part of today's show. I really appreciate you guys, and I would like to know whether you're ready for me today. Are you guys ready? If you're ready for today's show, can you just type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Are you ready? Come on, talk to me. Who's ready? If you're ready, type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Temi Tayo from USA is also joining us on Instagram. Who else is here? I'd like to know all of you are here and the city you're joining me from. So we're going to go straight into it today. Let me share my slide at the moment. I'll get into today's trend. So this is day 2, and we will be looking at, of course, land banking as we've been doing. Today we look at 2 more of our estates. We're also today going to be looking into more tips. We're going to be looking at some of the wealthiest people in the world who are doing land banking. Okay, just to understand who are those who are currently doing this land banking among the richest people in the world. So, for those of you on IG, let me just, I will show you my laptop. Let me zoom to it. Let's see. Oh, okay. I hope you can see better. For those of you on yes, I think it's a little bit better now. For those of you on Instagram, I just want to be sure I'm carrying everybody along. Uh, okay, good to go now. So let's go. I'm Stephen Akintayo. I'm the founder of GTEX Holdings. We're into real estate, which is GTEX Homes, agriculture, logistics, e-commerce, and so on and so forth. Now, successful people and their real estate portfolio. So we're going to be looking at that. Who are people who are very successful, and what is their real estate portfolio like? So we have Bill Gates. Bill Gates currently owns over 268,000 acres of farmland. Started acquiring it as of 2022. He has up to over 268,000. Over the years, his goal is to build some, farm that is going to be able to produce stuff to help. Even his own personal home that he bought for merely $2 million, 1988, is currently worth 130 million. Okay, and remember, like I've always taught you guys, it is not the house that appreciates in value. So when they say a house is appreciates in value, it's not the house, it's actually the land. Okay, buildings don't appreciate. It is the land upon which they stand that appreciates in value. Warren Buffett, also according to Forbes in 2022, Warren Buffett real estate portfolio is over 12.7 billion. So when you see a lot of these companies, right, what you don't know is that their HQ, where their headquarters is, the real estate asset in those places, when you value the real estate asset of big corporations, big companies, that is the real asset that they have. The stock market is not the real asset. It's not even reliable. Look at what happens with, look at what's happening with the Silicon Valley Bank, right? The Silicon Valley Bank went ahead to invest in several real estate, not even real estate. They did some investment like stocks, treasury bill, majorly treasury bill. was what the bank puts their money into. At some point, people started needing their money back. The, of course, Treasury B isn't doing well as the Fed raised interest rate. And what happened? People trying to withdraw their money, struggling to withdraw, panic happened. More people are trying to withdraw than what they have. Now, their stock tanked, meaning they can't go to the capital market to raise more funds. Well, the rest is history, as they say. But guess what's going to happen? To pay back those who have invested in the Silicon Valley Bank, SVB, okay, they will have to sell their assets. And it's the money realized from their asset that they will be able to pay a lot of depositors, particularly for those who deposit over $250,000 and are trying to withdraw that amount. So for Kanye West also, in November 2022, he was reported to have purchased um, to have a 160 million real estate, which include a 3,888 land, which he bought for $10 million, and is in 2021, and is currently worth $16 million. And that's the funny thing with land banking. Even in developed world like the US, the kind of way land banking appreciates is something else. It's just amazing. At the end of the day, we also have other case study like McDonald's. People think that McDonald's, for example, sell burger, but the business world is actually real estate. When McDonald's CEO was once asked, he said real estate, and the reason was because McDonald's makes more money from real estate than burger. And what they do as well is similar to land banking. They buy a piece of property on the freeway, okay, make sure they own the property and set up their restaurant. Over the years, sometimes even when burger business may not even be doing well in that particular location, they are able to either lease or sell that real estate asset and make way more money. Also, they are the ones who lease their land to the franchisees. So if you want to buy a franchise of McDonald's, McDonald's must be the owner of the land. Then they lease the land to you. So you are paying them for the land you're leasing. You are paying them a portion of burger. So what happens here is that even if you don't sell enough burger, you have to pay for the lease. And in many cases, they make more from the lease than from the burger. In fact, it's not in many cases, in all cases. They're able to make more money from leasing that property to you than actually the portion they charge you for selling burger using their name. And these are powerful principles that help great organization. When you look at clergymen as well, like that the Geo bought Redeem Camp for 6,000 naira, the first 2.5 acres that he bought. And today, I mean, you won't even be able to buy 2.5 acres for even 100 million anymore. You need well over 400 million to buy the same thing, right? And this, I can go on and on and on about different people who have made the right decision, made the right call, doing land banking, and how that has changed their life, their business forever. So knowing the right location is also a very key thing when it comes to land banking. And we're going to be looking at a couple of factors. Location is an essential thing when it comes to land banking. Predicting population flow to an area correctly is jackpot when it comes to land banking. Here are tips to know around choosing the right location. Number one, the surrounding border of a highly dense location. This is the reasons why if you're buying property in Songwater in Nigeria, Lagos, if you're buying a location in Songwater, a boundary, if you're buying in Lagos, Ibadan, Isheri, Arepo, and all those axes. If you're buying property in Ekpe, right, even going down to Shagam, because these are the boundaries. We are buying property in Ikorodu, down to, these are boundaries of between Lagos State, which is a highly dense city, versus Ogun State versus Oyo State. What happened is that you can make a lot more money when you buy in those locations. So I tell people, when you say, "Oh, but I cannot afford Ikeja anymore. I cannot afford Lekki anymore. I cannot afford," and I still want to do this real estate business, Dr. Steven. My advice has always been, hey, you don't even need to focus on those locations anymore. Focus on the boundary locations. Okay, what is the boundary? Okay, between the major city of Lagos, what are the surrounding states? Go buy property there. That is how land banking is done. It's just the same thing with New Jersey. New Jersey, boundary of New Jersey and New York, okay, makes crazy money, just as though you invested in New York as well. Okay, and this is how land banking is done. So stop disturbing yourself with, oh, I must buy inside the city. No, get to the boundary and you will still good. Number two, there are a lot of commercial and industrial activities springing up in the area, like factories, like refinery, like seaport, and so on and so forth. So number two thing you want to look at to know the right location for land banking, what are the commercial activities springing up in the location where I'm buying? Like road construction, factories, refinery. When all these major activities are happening in that location, then you're in the right location and you want to put in your money there. Okay, so when you want to buy property for land banking, you want to understand what are major factories, major projects that is coming to that location. And you want to buy before it even comes, before it even gets there. Because if you wait till it gets there, okay, you might not, be able to buy it at a very good price. Shivan says, sir, do I take loan to buy land if I don't have money? Well, it depends on the maturity period of the loan, right? Remember, land banking takes some time. So if you're doing land banking, you need to put in, let's say, 5 to 10 years, and your loan has to be paid back in 1 or 2 years, then that's not a wise decision. However, if you're running as a business, yes, and let's say you're buying a large expanse of land, you're going to sell half to raise capital. And yes, in those kind of situations, you might be able to take loan. The areas is in close proximity. Number three thing to look at when doing land banking, make sure that the area is in close proximity to public centers like school, like park, like airport, like the train station. These are very, very, very major factor. So land close to universities, land close to airport, land close to train stations, okay, parks have always done well. They appreciate way better than any other type of land. So these are factors you are considering when you want to do land banking. Number four, experience centers like golf course, amusement park, beachfront, polo, and lots more. So experience centers are major key, drivers, major key location to do land banking. That's why sometimes, and I call this created nature. Okay, so for us as GTech Zone, that's why you always see us. Some of our estate are golf course, polo club. We're going to be putting polo in one. We're going to be putting golf in another. Things like that are because we understand the concept around land banking and how it works basically. Okay, and that's why you see us focus on those kind of areas. So, what's unique? What makes us unique? GTech Homes. We do 24/7 customer service operations. You call us 2 a.m., 3 a.m. We're there to attend to you. Home delivery of documents to all our clients around the world. So we deliver your document to you anywhere you are in the world. Green and smart housing development. So all our property homes that we're building are going to be green, they're going to be smart. Available in 4 continents. We do real estate in Nigeria, in Dubai, in US, in UK. So this is Asaba. Asaba is the capital city of Delta State. Delta State is the only state in Nigeria that has two airports, except for Lagos that is about to start one. So Delta has Asaba Airport, has Warri Airport. It is located at the western bank of River Niger, uh, um, Niger River, rather, in Oshimili South local government area. Asaba has a population of over 149,660. These are according to 2006 census. So right now, Asaba population shouldn't be less than a million by as of today. Asaba is well known for social activities, amenities, hotel, clubs, cinemas, mall. It's the safest city, okay, within the South and the Southeast, except for maybe Akwa Ibom and Cross River. But at least, because the boundary city between Southeast and South. Very safe, very calm. Asaba has a major airport which brings high investment and ROI. Of course, Delta State is an oil-rich city, and so that gives it a good stuff. Now, we're going to be having a golf course in this estate, a mini golf course. We're going to be having a polo club in this estate as well. As you can see, this is a 3D layout of what it's going to be looking like when we're finally done. So here's an opportunity for you to invest way ahead and get good returns over the years, ladies and gentlemen. So Berry Polo and Golf Estate Asaba. Okay, you have membership for residents to access the golf at the Polo Club. You have road, internal road, 247 power, and we're doing renewable energy, centralized sewage system, cooking gas for residents, no generator, no smoking, no pollution, luxury service plot is what you are investing in. The second is Aton, White House Estate Aton. Aton and Songo are the same environment. This is where Winners Chapel, Canaan Land, is located, which is the headquarters of the Winners Chapel worldwide, which is currently building 100,000 seater church auditorium. There are Texas Mill in that area. We are going to be building a golf course and a couple of other projects. We have other real estate company close by called Adron. People already live in their own estate already. So you're buying a green and smart, accessibility to the road, electricity, name it. Now, what's unique about Aton is the affordability of it, right? Very affordable. And again, different clients already buying, different investors from all over the world. I will take questions. And by the way, let me say that tomorrow's session is going to be 3 p.m. UAE time and 12 noon Nigerian time, 11 a.m. UK time. And that should be, I think, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. So I'm going to be taking questions from you guys. Okay. Ide Lekon Okikiola says, I wish I can afford a GTEx land now. Well, there's nothing about wishes when it comes to investing in properties. It's all about taking action, right? It's not easy to raise capital, but you can always raise it. One of the things I've always said to people when sometimes people want to join my coaching program and they be like, they want to invest and they couldn't invest or something. One of the things I've always said to people is this: the beginning of your investment journey is not in the investing. Number one, the journey starts with the knowledge. So you have to start by investing in the knowledge of what's being taught. Um, what's being taught is very important. Whoever is asking question, you have to ask again because I didn't see your question. Anisha Kate, I didn't see your question, so you need to ask again. So first of all, it starts with the knowledge. Do you even understand what you're trying to do? Number two, it starts with relationship. Wealth starts with relationship. The quality of people around you determine your ability to be able to either afford things or not. Because a lot of times I have done business where I personally couldn't afford it, but the people around me were able to help me with raising the funds. Okay, the people around me. So I tell people work around building the right relationship that can put you in a position to be able to afford what you're trying to buy. So it's not money that is the first thing you work on, it's your social capital. It's a social capital. If everybody around you is poor, then you're going nowhere. Okay? If everybody around you is broke, because I give an example. How did I start real estate? I started by selling to people around me. When I started, I was a young man. I didn't have money. I can't afford it, and property were millions. I will never forget one property I wanted to sell in Arepo for 4 million. And I finally got a client who was Australian and wanted to buy. They told me last week it was 4 million. I told the client a week after they told me the price had increased to 6 million or so. I mean, in those days, I felt like having headache because this money you guys are calling. But what I had to do was to begin to work on building relationship with people who can afford what I was selling. And I realized that the more I started building relationship with people who could afford, before I started selling to them, I was getting commission. And that's how I built my wealth. Okay, so everything is not about do I personally have the money. In many cases is that you start by building relationship with people who can afford those things that you do, that you sell, and you work your way to the top. But money is never the problem. The problem is always the right relationship, the right connection. Okay, the right people who can afford what you sell. Building wealthy relationship. That's the beginning. So a lot of times you see me talk about this a lot. Wealthy relationship, wealthy relationship. That's the beginning of success and wealth. Pastor Larry Praise says, Mentor Mule, I love your style. I've not recovered from the talk we had with you and Dr. Pebawo on Gist House. Glad to know Pastor Larry Praise. I'm happy to know you got value in that particular session and that you learned a thing or two from what I taught. Anybody else, any more questions? If you have questions, please feel free to ask your questions. I'm here to answer them. My job is to answer as many questions as you